Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to do another tobacco review. We'll be looking at this Pease jackknife plug. Very interesting. I'd like to remind everyone at this point that these videos are for smokers, for adult smokers, people of age to smoke, in whatever country you happen to be watching. It's not intended for kids, nor is it intended to promote smoking for underage people. So yeah, this is my first experience with a plug, and a plug of tobacco is basically where they layer different types of tobaccos together and they compress into a big cake. Picture like a giant brownie, like a sheet of brownies, and then they cut them into smaller pieces. This happens to be a 2-ounce plug. All right, so that's what you get right there. And basically that's what you do is you cut yourself a little sliver off, and there's a couple of different ways you can do it. It's going to have a different experience depending on how you're going to prepare this. But yes, it is from Pease. This came from pipesandcigars.com. $9.76, I believe. Let's see what they have to say here. JackKnifePlug. Dark fired Kentucky leaf and ripe red Virginia tobaccos, with their deep, earthy flavors, are layered on a central core of golden flue-cured for a hint of bright sweetness, then pressed and matured in cakes, and finally cut into 2-ounce blocks. Slice it thick and rub it out for a ribbon cut, thin for shag, or chop it into cubes. The choice is yours. Very interesting. Alright, so let's open this up and see what we got. Nice little message. You can pause and read that if you like, from Pease. It's actually a really nice message. And then we open this up. We have a strange and unusual thing. Looks like a little brownie. Now, this smells really good. It smells like Virginia's. It has a sweetness to it. It's somewhat fruity. Very interesting, any way you cut it. But basically that's what it is. And you have this kind of layered thing. It's kind of, it really reminds me of baklava. It kind of looks like a dark version of that. Almost like a chocolate version of it. And it's moist. You can see it's got a little bit of give when you squish it. And I really want to take a big, huge bite out of this, but that would probably not be what I would expect. So instead I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do and cut a little sliver off and rub it out and put it in a pipe and smoke it, because it's not meant for eating. So let me move my pipe and my tamper and my lighter. And I have to use a classy knife for this, so I'm using a jigged torched bone copper lock from Case Knives. So let's take a little slice of heaven off here. You need a nice sharp knife for this. Cut a little bit crooked. So cut a little bit more. Yeah, I kind of lopsided it there. There we have it. Oh. Okay, well, I had a phone call. I'm telling you, no one calls me at all, all day long. And I think, let's make a video. And then all of a sudden someone wants to call me and just say hello. No real purpose, just, hey, what you doing? And I go, hey, I'm making a video. That's okay though, they don't know. All right, so, yes, now I have my little sliver off of my plug here. So I'm gonna put this back. I love this. Maybe it's just the novelty of it, but I think it's really cool. You know, you kind of, not that like the tobacco goes bad, as long as it's in the proper conditions, it will actually age over time and get even better, but I just like it. To me, it seems like fresher than I'm cutting it fresh from the plug, you know, as opposed to just having it ready to go. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Get the rest of the tobacco off my blade. Close my awesome knife. And I'm just gonna rub this out. So basically there's no real set rules on this, just kind of twist it and pull it and prod it, pinch it. And the layers, it is layered up here, all right? So if you cut it a different direction, you saw how I cut it, if you cut it like lengthwise with the layers, that's not gonna do anything for you, because you're only gonna get part of what is involved with the smoke here. So you definitely wanna cut it how you saw me do it, just from top to bottom like that. I'm back in from my smoke. It's nighttime. Chose not to film for two reasons. It is dark and it's a pain in the butt, and I don't really think anyone wants to watch dark video footage. But on top of that, it's like crazy windy out right now. Smoked it in my little Christmas Berkey pipe, 1984, made in London. An awesome little bent billiard, which I really, really like. And it's like the perfect match to that tamper that I got from Poland. It is just perfect. I mean, the grain, the stain, the whole deal. It looks like it was meant for it. It's a beautiful little pair. So here's my experience with this this tobacco. First of all, I really liked it. I really liked it. It's something. It's like its own category, and I don't know if this is it's a plug type experience, or if it's a specific tobacco, or if it's the company because it's the only GL Pease tobacco I've tried yet. I don't know what it is, but it's whatever it is, it's a good thing. First of all, the best way I can compare, there's actually two major things I can say about this tobacco. One is that it's very much like a cigar in a lot of different ways, and I'll explain in more detail in a second why. The other thing is if this was a coffee, it would definitely be a bold or dark roast, okay, in every sense of the word. Powerful, bold, strong in every sense. May not be an everyday smoke for a lot of people. I wouldn't recommend it for a first tobacco to try. Just my opinion, it's very strong, but that's a plus for me. As I mentioned before, what I'm looking for in tobaccos, and I really want to find one of each type blends. And for me, this is honestly, it's my ideal Virginia blend. Okay, I want to find my perfect English blend, and so far I have at least two of them that I really, really like. I like Northwoods, it's fantastic, and I really like Dunhill's Nightcap because of its bold strength. Okay, I really like that. I'm looking for lots of flavor and just a really nice experience. I also do like Dunhill's Early Morning Pipe. I think that's really good as well, but it's more on the lighter side. Anyway, yes, and that's like I have my Englishes that I like. I have some aromatics that I like, and now I'm really looking for something that's in the Virginia kind of realm. Something that's really going to offer a lot of rich, deep, earthy tobacco flavor, but no smokiness, no Latakia. Now, let me just make a quick note. I always say Latakia or Latakia. I heard a factory tour at Orlik, and the guy who was giving the tour said Latakia. That's how he pronounced it. But I'm stubborn, and I've been saying Latakia or Latakia. So, but I believe the real pronunciation might be Latakia from where it's grown and all that stuff. But anyway, most of your bold English blends do offer a very distinctive smokiness. Okay, that's great. Sometimes I'm really into that. Okay, it's very situational. Then you have your aromatics. Beautiful, fruity or desserty type, creamy type things, flavors. Flavors on top of good tobacco. That's its own thing. This, for me, this JackKnifePlug is definitely filling that middle ground, that rich, bold, delicious tobacco flavor. But there's no smokiness on this side, and there's no fruity, flavors on this side either. It's just like all natural, really, really high grade tobacco flavor. And it's extremely, extremely similar to a cigar. Now, here's how I experience this. And I would imagine that every single time you smoke something like this from a plug, it will be different because you do have layers, all right, of tobacco. What I found was right off the bat, it's first of all, it smoked very cool. Let me get that stuff out of the way. The mechanics of it smoking. Smoked cool, clear white ash. Never went out on me. Perfect consistency. I thought it was going to be too moist. It felt a little bit too wet from the tin like that. Now I did crack the tin open. No one really suggests that when you first crack a tin open, you go right ahead and smoke. You want to kind of let it breathe a little bit first, maybe for a couple days or even a couple weeks, which I did already. I let it kind of breathe for about 2 or 3 weeks. But I found that the experience of the smoke was awesome. It was great. It was ideal smoking it, no problems. But as far as the flavor, it started out very much like some of the cigars that I've had. Earthy, deep, kind of leathery type flavors going on. Nothing like specific like coffee and chocolate, nothing like that. That to me is more aromatic type thing. This is just good, rich, earthy tobacco flavors. Very similar to a cigar. And then, because of the nature of the plug and because, I just rubbed it out and there's different chunks of this and that and the other thing. And the center is those sweet Virginias and stuff, those bold Virginias. The beginning of smoke was very much like spicy cigar. Not so much spice, but you do get like a little bit of that peppery kind of thing going on. It's very cigar-like to me. But then I got a little pocket for about 2 or 3 minutes where it must have just been a layer or a big chunk of those sweet, deep Virginias, and I got a sweetness that was really, really nice. It was surprising. It's almost like a mystery smoke. You don't know how it's going to smoke, and I'm sure every single time you pack a pipe, it's going to be slightly different. And I like that. I really like that. It changed like a good cigar would change as it progresses with the smoke. And after a couple minutes, that sweetness just went away. The same flavors were there, but the sweetness just disappeared. It was kind of cool in that sense that it was kind of like, each time you do it, it's going to be something a little bit different. But I liked it. The flavor was there. If you're looking for, put it this way, if you're a cigar smoker, this is definitely your first blend to go to if you're going to transition to a pipe. Or if you are a cigar smoker and you've been looking for a pipe tobacco and nothing's working for you, this is very cigar-like in every single way. But definitely bold. Medium to full-bodied if you're a cigar guy. Not for the faint of heart. But I like it. 2 thumbs up on this one. I kind of have my perfect Englishes so far. There's a bunch more I want to try. I haven't tried Billy Bud yet. I haven't tried Dunhill, my mixture. What is it? 695 or no, 965, I think. There's a couple more out there that some English blends that I haven't tried yet. But I kind of settled on some of my favorite Englishes, and I know what I'm looking for and how much Latakia, is in there, and how much Virginias and what kind of a mix and stuff like that. So I'm kind of in that way. I'm still looking for my perfect aromatic, although I do have a couple I really, really like. And I don't know if I showed the video yet, but one of those being CAO's Eileen's Dream, Eileen something, the one with the shamrock, delicious. Bailey's Irish Cream, all the way. And this is fitting that middle ground. So far as any kind of Virginia mix, this is my perfect Virginia blend. And I love, it's not beyond the flavors and the smoke experience and everything else and the boldness of it and the rich deepness of it. I love the novelty of shaving off of the plug itself and like processing it myself. I love that. Smoking a pipe is very much about the whole procedure, the whole mechanics around it, and, the tamping and packing a pipe, and in this case, going as far as prepping your tobacco from the plug itself. It almost seems more direct from the source. I just love it. I love everything about it. It's very cool. So anyway, obviously it's a positive review. I would highly recommend it. The only thing I would say that you might not like this one is at first you like very mild smokes, because it's not mild. It's bold and it's rich. Like I said, if it was a coffee, it would certainly be like a dark French roast. Or if this is just plain old your first pipe smoke, I wouldn't start with this. Something to experience down the road. But anyway, totally digging it. Really, really like it. And it will not go to waste. What I have left, I'm going to definitely use up. And I might even, this is a tobacco that I would purchase again. And I have so many, I'm not purchasing any tobacco for a long time, but if I ran out of it, it's something that I would want at all times, just for like if I'm in that kind of a mood kind of thing. It's that good. So anyway, maybe not be everyone's cup of tea, but I certainly enjoyed it. So thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it. As always, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.